Okay, so you can see my screen, right? Okay, let me go down to today's session. Go down, go down. What's today? Repetition strategy, a simple concept and powerful tool. Huh. I'll play this video. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So let me know if you all can see my screen. Yeah. Yeah, very good. So the video is only for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, in fact. Okay. And I want you all to observe how many times, and I will reveal, okay, this is a Nescafe's video, and I want you all to count how many times the Nescafe is shown in the video, okay? Whether it is showing on the bottle or on the cap or on the cup or while drinking or, or as a logo or when somebody utters the word Nescafe, okay? Within 20 seconds, I want you all to count how many times the ad is showing the name Nescafe. Ready, all of you? Come on.
A lot to do.
Can you hear the audio as well?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Okay, let me start from the beginning. All set and perfect. Let's go.
A lot to do. But first, Nescafe.
If you're someone who procrastinates,
How many times? 10, 10, 10, 11, 9. In 20 seconds, what is the advertisement trying to communicate? Very good. 9, 10, 11. Awesome. So on the screen, 2, 3 times you see Nescafe over there, on the cup, on the bottle. Exactly. I'm so happy. 20 seconds, everybody's very active. So correct. 10. Okay. So I'll show you one more video. Okay. Let me see. How many of you can identify how many times it is there? 50 again. So this is a Britannia Milk Bikkies video. Okay. Let me share the screen again. So this is Britannia Milk Bikkies video. And there is another question that I will ask. Okay. As you keep counting how many times the Milk Bikkies is shown on the ad, I will ask you one more. Okay. Okay, you all can see my screen, right? Yes, can you all see my screen? Very good. Okay, ready, all of you? Okay, play.
யோகி பாலக்குடி
குடிக்க மாட்டேனே நீ என்ன பண்ணுவ
அப்பா கிட்ட சொல்லிடுவேன்
சொல்லிக்கோ
பிடி யோகி
நான் குடிக்க மாட்டேனே இப்ப நான் குடிக்கிறேன் ஆனா ஸ்கூல்ல என்ன பண்ணுவ என்ன பண்ணுவ
டிஃபன் பாக்ஸ்ல பேக் பண்ணுங்க பிரிட்டானியா மில்க் பிக்கீஸ். இதோட 4 பிஸ்கட்ஸ்ல இருந்து அவனுக்கு கிடைக்குது ஒரு கிளாஸ் பாலின் எனர்ஜி.
அதுவும் அவனுக்கு தெரியாமலேயே.
பிரிட்டானியா மில்க் பிக்கீஸ் நாளைக்காக இன்றைக்கே.
Okay. Okay, the video is done. 2, 3, 4. Okay, okay. So, did you understand this video? If yes, say yes. In which language the video is? Very good, correct. 3, 4. And this is a 35 video ad, okay? Tamil, very good. Did you understand the video? Say yes or no. Yes. Okay. Okay, I haven't got any answers for did you understand the ad? Yes, yes, very good. Okay, probably I need to give 20 seconds of time in between. Okay, Manohar already said no. Okay, yes, yes. Okay, so people who all had said yes, do you know Tamil? Kamutrala Sri Ramya said no. 4 biscuits equal to glass of milk. Very good. Very good. Okay. So let me get back to class. Very good. It's interesting, right? So even if we have a 39 seconds of an ad, it wants to show so many things in the ad. And we being not able to understand the language, but we can understand the emotion in that video. What can we understand? The graphics we can understand. The emotion between the mother, father, or the son, we can understand. How many times the milk cookies is shown? When is the kid carrying the milk, the naughtiness, the mother's love? Everything is understood. Yes or no? So what is the advertisement trying to clearly show us, or what am I trying to tell you? Language is not a barrier for communication skills. Language skills are different. Communication skills are different. You might know wonderful language, but if you do not know how to put your thoughts in words, then you have poor communication skills. A sales guy stands or goes to door, and if he is comfortable with English, but he doesn't know how to put his thoughts out through his mouth, what he wants to sell, how he wants to sell, why is the product good, then what is the point having wonderful English? If he doesn't get the right word, the right selling pitch, the right customer requirement, what is the point in having great English, great language? No, right? So what is important more is the communication. How effective are you communicating your thoughts, your emotions, your confidence? Yes? Okay. So we have, multiple cultural language people in every sports team, right? In every sports team, it's not that only in corporate world you have different cultures, different language, or English is the only language. But even in the sports team, we find there are different cultures and different language team. But how does the coach ensure that they get the right message? The coach repeats the only thing: we can do this. We can do this. We have to play this. Yes or no? How many of you had played sports when you are in school or in college? You must have experienced this, right? And when the coach says that, the brain takes it, whether it is fact or fiction. The advertisement, the number of times they are putting in our brain, they show the same brand again and again. They want to put that same brand's label, picture, emotion, everything in 20 seconds, 30 seconds. They want to repeat at least 5 to 10 times their brand name so it gets stuck to you and gets repeated in your brain. And you would finally, if you want a biscuit, okay, what do I want? Okay, let me buy milk bikkies, because it is already in the top of your mind when you do not have any decision already. Okay, that is the power of repetition. So whether it is positive or negative, brain only knows one thing. When it is repeated, it is in my top of my mind and I can do it immediately. So it is on you now whether you want to repeat a positive thing, I can think, or you want to repeat your brain, oh, I can't do this, I'm getting scared, oh, I have less confidence, oh, I'm not able to do this. Okay, that is the power of repetition. Whether it is positive or negative, the brain knows only to take and keep it in your brain. How many ever times it is repeated, those many times it is recorded. Right? So the coach has only one job, to help the team realize that this is the match they have to win. The main goal can be getting the cup. Okay. But for this match, they want to win this match. This, they cannot be obsessed with the idea, I want the cup, I want the cup, I want the cup. No, the goal is that I want the cup is the goal. But right now, at present, they have to win this match. And the coach always tells, I can do, you can do, you have to do this. The coach ensures that that is repeated in the mind. The right now, the present situation, you have to live it. And how you will live that? How you will live that? When you have I can attitude. Positive thinking is good. So let us understand the difference between positive thinking and I can. Okay, positive thinking, for example, I will get this job is positive thinking before going into the interview. If you think, hey, no problem, I will get this job. If this is the repetition you have, it is good. I will get this job. I will get this job. And somewhere you also have to concentrate on the present. Like the sports, you need to get the cup. But you also have to concentrate on the present match, the present interview. And so what are you supposed to repeat? I can do this well. I can do this interview well. Small things will become together and then you can achieve the bigger one. Yes or no? Let's take another story. Okay. How many of you had played caroms? Or even now, do you play caroms? We all like caroms. So there is, there is a little sister who wants to play with a group of cousins. And the little sister got to know all the rules and she understood that if you have red, that is equal to 50 points or 50 rupees. And she is continuously aiming for the red coin. Okay. And these other cousins did not understand why she is only aiming for red coin. Okay. Then they asked, why are you aiming only for red coin? There are other coins you can aim for. And the little sister said, that is 50 rupees. If I get that one coin, I will have 50 rupees. But in the meantime, she missed out all the white and black coins. it is the aim of hers is to have more, right? And she tried to concentrate on one big, but she left out all small, 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 which will together become big. We can place ourselves in that little sister's position sometimes. When we want to earn more, we want to earn. We think only that we want to earn, we want to earn, we want to earn. But at the same time, we forget the small, small steps that we have to take. That takes a big toll on us. We forget how to do this small step now, how to attend this small interview now. So, what happens during that time? We get into depression, fear kicks in, anger kicks in, depression, the comparison, because we are not thinking about the present right now. How do we fix this now? What should you develop? And here is a picture which clearly tells you what does this mean. Positive thinking is good. We all must have repeatedly heard about this positive thinking in every motivational class or in every movie, right? Think positive. A stand-up comedian telling, or a comedian humorously telling, or a think positive. Okay, I will think positive now, but tomorrow again I will face that situation. Can I again think positive? How many times can I have that positive thinking attitude when the base is not still formed? And what is the base here? If you observe, the water is flowing, when the tap is opened, the small bucket is the base for us, the positive mental attitude, the positive mindset. Already, if you do not have that base strong, you cannot fill the next bucket, right? You cannot have the positive thinking in every situation, because world throws at you different tests. All that you need is positive mindset, the mental attitude, the mental ability, the positive mental ability, than just thinking positive at that right moment. So when that is overflowing, every situation will be filled with positive thinking. All right. So how do we develop this positive mental ability? Can this be developed overnight? Like Kaun Banega Crorepati, one show you attend, you get 1 crore. And there also you have tax, 30% tax gone. Okay. So overnight it cannot be achieved. But can this be achieved? Definitely, yes, it can be achieved. But you need to do some homework on yourself, on your mind, because you're mastering your mind, right? So what do we do? 3 things we will do. Okay. We all love our childhood. Yes, we all love our childhood. So what do? We always keep on thinking what happened at that time, what happened this time. Childhood has some wonderful days and all that, right? And we also go through some negative things that had happened as well, right? So what happens during those times when we go through negative? So we ponder, we think, it's okay, it just happened like that. We self-pity kicks in, right? All those things happen. So let us take a different approach now. Let's be open. Okay, you have all your communication books, right? Open your communication books. Note down, how do you develop this mental ability, which is always constant? Are you all ready with your books? Once you're ready, I will repeat. Go through your life from the childhood till now. From the childhood, you must have had favorite, characters, role plays, favorite people around you, favorite teachers, favorite friends, or some bad experiences, bad friends, bad teachers, bad people around you, right? It is natural, right? So, first, let's start writing about our friends in every stage. Pick up one or two best incidents or one or two worst incidents and write the point of view from their side. You must be knowing your story, what had happened to you. మీకేం జరిగిందో మీకు తెలియచ్చు, రైట్? మీరు ఎలా ఆలోచించారో మీకు తెలియచ్చు ఆ పర్టికులర్ సిచ్యువేషన్లో. బట్ థింక్ ఫ్రమ్ ద అదర్ సైడ్, థింక్ ఫ్రమ్ ద అదర్ సైడ్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్. అక్కడ చుట్టూ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు, అక్కడ చుట్టూ ఏం జరిగి ఉంటుంది, వాళ్ళు ఆ సిచ్యువేషన్ లో ఏమి ఆలోచించి ఉంటారు, వాళ్ళ సైడ్ నుంచి వాళ్ళకి అది ఏమి ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అని ఆలోచించి దాని గురించి రాయండి. ఆర్ యు ఆల్ రెడీ ఫర్ దిస్ హోంవర్క్? Very good. And the next one, please note down, okay, how to develop the mental ability, positive mental ability, so that you can stay positive and develop I can attitude. So whenever you are low, angry, fearful, depressed, you keep repeating in your mind, because brain loves repetition, okay? You keep repeating in your mind, you're waste, you're useless, you're not worth, no point attending all these interviews, you never get it. Are you're scared, what are you talking? Right? You must have heard all these negative statements from somewhere, or you must have analyzed about yourself all these things. They keep repeating in your mind. Now we have to declutter. You remember declutter strategy? Remove all this. You have your surroundings neat, you have your mind also neat. Remove all this and now refill with the positive statements, positive mindset. When you think of the other point of view, how they thought, how they experienced, what they must have expected from you, you will develop a positive mindset. So let's take 3 people in our lives. The first one about your friends. The second one about your teachers. You must have your favorite teacher. And if anybody is interested, we will continue to discuss on this, okay? About chosen people from your life. You must have observed your uncles or mi babailu, mamailu, attalu, pinnilu, sisters, right? Brothers, parents, whoever is around you, or you must have met one person once in a bus or in a train. You must have liked their way of, presenting themselves, talking. You can write about them, what you liked. Take the positivity that they have, that they carry in every situation or in a particular situation, okay? And then observe your new positive mindset that is developed. Rethink again the same situations and how you might leave the situation there at that moment of time also. But now, after you think in the other person point of view and other person way of expectation and what you had given and what you expected, what they had given, vice versa, right? They are not independent, vice versa, right? What happens? You will start developing a positive mindset and you will start developing that point of view every time. When you go to the interview room, you know what the interviewer is asking. So you will prepare well what the interviewer will ask and how I have to present. And that is what you will develop. You don't need all these classes anymore after this because you already start thinking in that way. So what are you supposed to repeat in your mind? So you can have your own statement. I want you all to chat, or you can raise your hand. Repeat in your mind, I can do it. So you can share with us. Yes, there are some people who are raising their hand. Let's see. Can I unmute the participants who had raised their hands? Tech team, can you please help me unmute the participants? I'm trying to yeah. Okay, very good. It's available. Very good. Okay, I will call each one of you and you can quickly tell your statement which you want to repeat to you every time. Okay. Haripriya? Haripriya, can you please unmute yourself? Lohita says, follow your heart. You can do what you want. Very good. Please repeating this in your mind. Yes, Haripriya, please.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, Haripriya. Haripriya, please go ahead. Haripriya, I cannot hear you.
Love you, ma'am.
Haripriya, if you're talking.
Yes, madam.
Yes, Haripriya, tell me, what is that one statement that you want to repeat in your mind?
ఏం చెప్పాలి?
Okay. Okay, no problem, Haripriya. Unmute yourself. We'll move on to the next one.
Thank you,
Okay.
madam.
So for people who are still in dilemma, be optimistic and courageous to face any situation. Very good. Chaitanya Krishna said, can you explain about difference between confidence and overconfidence? Sure, I will explain. I will note down. Since I don't have time right now, Chaitanya Krishna, I will definitely take up this one. Okay. Confidence and overconfidence, right? Okay. So, Chaitanya Krishna, can you tell me about your one statement that you have that you want to repeat over and over again? Okay. For people who haven't decided or who are still thinking, here is the list that you can think in these lines. Okay. I should have a positive mental ability. Every time, every time. Keep repeating this, keep repeating this. Just do this at least today. And tomorrow you should tell me how it is acting on your mind. Every small thing that you face, you might feel rejected or dejected. But when you have this repeating in your mind, your energy boosts. You don't need another boost, okay? Your energy automatically boosts. So the next one, I can do it. If you want, you can please note down. I know so many of you would take screenshots, but I want you to write. Please write down so that it is a repetition for you. I could have just simply shared my Word document to you, but I don't want that. I want you to write. I want you to repeat. I have to be better. The next one, Comparisons are not insults. They help me become better. And the next one, I use criticism to research more about myself. Okay, now keep noting down. I will go to people. So we just have 5 more minutes time. Let me call out names. Vamsi Krishna. You had raised your hand. Can you please unmute? Okay, I'll move on to the next one. Wutkur Sai Kumar. Can you please unmute? Are you okay? Sai Kumar. Vamsi Krishna, anybody, if you want to talk, you can please unmute. Okay. Okay. So anybody wants to share their repetition statement? You have this whole day. Think of it. Come
So
back
it's
tomorrow.
cool.
So
So this is Manish.
yes, Manish.
Be cool.
Be cool. Okay. Manish, can you make it more specific? Like, with respect to work. Okay. It should implement, it should show action. It should help you in acting, like how I had given. I can do it. I just do it.
Yep.
When you're facing criticism, when you're getting comparisons, be cool is very general. Okay. Make it very specific. Okay. Think of it today. You can share with me tomorrow also. Tulsi,
Yes, ma'am. I can do it.
you can do it. Okay. You want to repeat this? Okay. Sure, Tulsi. Thank you. Anjali?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Sairam, ma'am.
Sairam.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I will do it, ma'am.
I will do it. Okay. I will is future tense. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Convert that into I can do it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. I will do it. Somewhere in future you want to do it. So why do we want to postpone? We want to do it now, no? We want to prepare now for the interview. We want to practice
Mhm.
now. So tell yourself, I can do it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Understand? Good. Thank you. Next, Pavitra.
Sairam sister.
Sairam, Pavitra.
Yeah, if we have so many tasks to do and we are not able to prioritize any one of those, and the superiors will be giving you pressure to deliver many things on the same time, right? At that time, we just need to calm down and take a long breath. Yeah, just prioritize one task at a time and you can do it.
Yes. Time plays
That
an
is,
important role here. So
yeah,
I've been talking to some of them last week. So I've been telling them. So it is when karma is important, kala is equally important. Karma is the action, kala is the time, right? So take time into your picture. So whichever task you can complete fast.
yeah,
Okay. So time
yes,
is your mantra when you're already working.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when there is pressure from the seniors, be clear in yourself, because tech knowledge you will be having, seniors will have their seniors pressure.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So definitely you are the one who can give the timeline when you can finish and the practical timeline. Okay.
Mm.
When
Yeah.
you can finish and number of hours you need, number of days you need, get into that minute details. Then
Yeah.
it will work. Okay. The
But
purpose
sometimes,
of the task and the time
yeah,
needed, and the requirement that they have. You might think this work can be finished fast, but they might think the requirement is something else. Okay. So
yes, ma'am.
understand the requirements and give the timeline for everything.
Yes, ma'am. And there are situations like when we get any request from
I'm sorry
the.
to stop you here. We're already over time. You can ping me separately. Okay.
Okay,
We'll
okay,
discuss
sure,
on
sure.
it. So there are
Thank
two
you.
hands that are raised. So we will finish that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Pavitra. Shravani.
Sairam sister, good
Saira.
morning. Sister, I had a small doubt regarding this. I use criticism to research more about myself.
Hmm.
But we have to be, but someone out there, they used to criticize every time, but they
Hmm.
play a key role in our life.
Hmm.
Then how can we make it as,
Positive.
yes, sister?
Yeah. So is it the company that you can avoid? Shravani, is it
No,
Shravani who
sister,
is
in
talking?
my home. In my home, sister.
In your home. Okay. So that
Yes.
those things keep repeating. So please understand whether they are telling for your good, or do they have any other expectation from you. Understand the point of view from their side. And the expectation can be too high than what you are thinking you can do. So that's why there are a lot of criticisms that usually happen. Or the other idea can be to you know pull you down so that they can be highlighted. So when you get the clarity in these both, you can repeat in your mind, either ignore them, ignore their criticism, or become better. Okay. You
Okay,
have to do
sister.
consciously if the criticism is just to pull you down, just to put themselves on the high. So you have to constantly ignore them and just tell yourself, just do it. Okay.
Sister, one more doubt. If their person is criticizing, how
Shravani,
to be
uh,
strong?
Shravani, please
Yes, sister.
ping me later. Okay.
Okay,
So I will give chance to the another one.
okay.
Okay. Or you
Bye.
can ask me tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the session. Please write it down. You can ask me tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay.
sister.
So one last question we will take and we will end the session here. Kamakshi. Kamakshi, are you?
Sairam,
Sai-
Sairam, good morning.
Sairam Kamakshi. Good morning.
I have to be better.
I have to be better. Okay. Very good. Good. So keep repeating these things. Don't let the criticism be repeated in your mind. Okay. That is the only mantra you have. Thank you, all of you. I'm happy to know about you and your mindsets. So please practice repeating. Tomorrow, I want to hear more of your statements. We will discuss more about your situations, what you face, interview room. Okay. So, your homework today, I will post in the group again. Please think in other person's point of view and try to develop positive mental ability. And that makes you repeat within yourself what you want to be, how you want to live. And here I end the session. Thank you so much for your cooperation. For all of you to whom I did not allow you to ask more, please ping me. We can have a detailed discussion on that. Okay? Jai Sai Ram. Over to you, Krishna Chaitanya.
Thank you, Kirti. It's been wonderful session.
Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Krishna Chaitanya,
Yeah, brother Vamsi.
did you listen the class or you are just saying it? It was
No. Past half an
Joking
hour,
here.
I have been listening.
No, no, just joking. Fine,
Yeah.
fine. Please continue.
As
Thanks,
you
Vamsi,
know, I'm not a morning guy. You know that pretty well.
thanks,
Vamsi,
Kirti. Wonderful.
even if he doesn't listen, I will take the compliment. No problem.
Thank you, Kirti, for that.
Okay.
So, Sairam, everyone, happy morning. And thank you very much for your kind participation. I know it is very difficult for each one of us to get up at this much early and to participate in a lecture like this. I'm pretty happy to meet each one of you guys. And how is your week? How is everything going? How is your studies? What about your academics and all? How is everything going? Is everything good and fine? How is your family? Is everything fine? Yeah, Sairam Lakshmi Garu. Sairam Lohita. Thank you. Thank you. So let us slowly get into the subject because I feel this kind of interaction is very rare to get because I can teach the subject even with a daily Excel challenge or all these things. But this kind of interaction is pretty rare. Like 176 people are actively we are discussing something, right? So it is a rare chance for each one of us to know about each other and to know about each one of us our mindsets. So what I just wanted to tell you is uh, recently I have g- gone through a newspaper. I was shocked to see that india is one of the uh, India is one of the countries where the crime rate is very high. Can any one of you explain the reason why? Anyone? You may be wrong with quoting the reasons, but it is okay. It is according to your perception. Can you just tell me in one word? Not like writing the paragraphs. You can state it. Why crime rate is increasing in our country? Can anyone? Lack of moral values. Beautiful, Pavitra Garu. Due to unemployment, yes, valid point. Lack of strictness, yes. Law is pretty weak, yes. Unemployment, yes. Lack of education, lack of humanity, great. And is there any other arguments? Yes, ego. Uh, Let us just take one out of that. I'm just taking poverty from this lot. Can you just tell me why India is suffering from poverty? Is there any particular reason? Can anyone help me with that? Why India is have been suffering from poverty? Yeah, population. It's a valid point, Pavitra Garu. Okay. Is there any other things? I think except excess corruption. Okay, that is also valid point. Population. Taxation is not strict. Is there any other points? Politics. Okay. Any other points according to you? Okay. I just take literacy out of that because I feel literacy is very much linked to the poverty. Because if one educates himself, he can. I'm pretty much sure that he can escape the poverty. So, can you just tell me why the education facilities are not that much high when compared to other countries in our any valid reason, like what you feel about it? Why the education standards are not up to the par? Okay, privatization of education. Yeah, that's beautiful point. Delay in judgment, long time to punish. I think it is not related to the education, right? Education has become a business. Yeah, that's it. Is there any other things to discuss? Come on, guys. There are a lot of reasons, and you can write whatever you feel. Not focused on skills. Yeah, that's valid point. So here, as you can see, this is not a simple discussion that we are doing. This is actually a problem-solving pattern that most companies will do. Suppose imagine if you are working in any company, you'll get to know if a company faces certain kind of problems, it will use some beautiful techniques to just come out of it. Those will be called as problem solving strategies or problem solving frameworks. In our last class, I have discussed with you what are the different problem solving frameworks available. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. In our last class, I have discussed one of the most important problem solving frameworks, that is CRISP DM. How many of you just remember that? Can you just recall it? What is CRISP DM? It is cross industrial process for standardized data mining, right? Uh, Out of that, we have learned about what kind of business we are doing and what kind of data we are dealing with, and how to clean the data, how to present the data, how to analyze the data, and finally, finding out a solution, finding out a model, and finally, we go with the deployment of the model, right? This is what we have done last class. And after that, I have given a case study to you. As part of our daily classes. How many of you have listened to that? It's about 5 Ws and 1 H. It is also one of the most important problem solving technique. Now, what we are dealing with now is this case study. Like, if you have any kind of a particular problem, you can just dig into the problem by asking 5 whys continuously. Like, for example, I'm not getting good grades in my academics. I can ask, why am I not getting good grades in my academics? If I have a certain answer, like I did not study well, I can again ask why. Why didn't I study well? I get another answer like, because my health was not good. I did not understand the subject. Like, all these reasons I can state myself. Again, for each and every reason, I can ask a why. So for every answer I get, I can once again put a why to it, and I can finally go to somewhere that is the base for everything. That is the most important reason that we should be taking care of. So while Dr. Abdul Kalam, while he was addressing our country in one of the international conferences, what he quoted was, if there is a righteousness in your heart, there will be beauty in the character. If there is a beauty in the character, there will be harmony in the home. If there is harmony in the home, there will be order in the nation. If there is an order in the nation, there will be peace in the world. So, do you know how did he arrive at this particular statement? By asking whys. How can I achieve a world peace? How can we achieve world peace? So, uh, there he got some other answer like, what is the reason for what is the reason for increasing of crime rates, like that he inquired. For every why, he has constructed a solution. Ultimately, it leads to righteousness of the heart. Like that, you can break any problem by asking these kind of questions. If you get any every stage, you will get an answer. For every answer, you should again ask yourself why. Then you will ultimately be taken to the root cause of all these problems. Then trust me, if you can find a solution to that root cause, each and every problem will get solved by itself. So this is one of the most important problem solving frameworks. So I'll just discuss about the case study. In 2010, I think so, while not in 2010, in 1990s, I'm so sorry, in 1990s, while Toyota has released its most important vehicle in the market, they have been waiting to release that kind of vehicle in Japan, so they released it. So what happened was, recent statistics stated that at that time, the statistics stated that what and all the vehicles that were involved in the accidents, Toyota is the vehicle they found most kinds of accidents are happening because of Toyota. The brake functions have failed in Toyota. So they have inquired why. Why is this kind of situation is happening to our brand or country or company? So then they got an answer like, whenever a person who is driving the vehicle, when he is pressing the brake, it is just taking 3 seconds to implement the brake or to stop the car, to stop the vehicle. So then they identified why it is taking 3 seconds to stop the car. Why can't it take less than 3 seconds? Is there any kind of reason for 3 seconds it is taking to stop the car? Like such, they inquired. So they got to know that the kind of gearing system that they are having inside the vehicle, it is made up of an iron pedal. And when the water is being exposed to some rainfall, or when the car is being exposed to some rainfall or water or fog, the iron is getting rusted. So even though the driver of the vehicle is applying the brakes at the right time, the car is not stopping. So they once again inquired, why the iron pedal at the bottom of the vehicle is getting rusted. So like that, they have come out with different ideas. They have invented few different kinds of hydraulic braking system, so that the number of accidents have considerably reduced in the future, and it made Toyota one of the best companies in the world. So like that, even Amazon has implemented this 5 whys technique while making their Amazon website, as you are seeing right now. So initially they have designed a website by keeping in mind only only 10 lakh or 20 lakh people will be crossing over the website or coming over the website. So what they just found was their website got crashed. So they immediately reacted why the website got crashed. So they came to know that the traffic which they have expected is rapidly increased. The actual traffic which got was more than the expectation. So why it happened? Because the team which was working on it couldn't able to estimate what could be the actual traffic that Amazon website attracts. So once again, they asked why. Why couldn't the team estimate a perfect traffic that an Amazon website can attract? Once again, they came to know that because of so and so reason, we couldn't able to estimate. So why? Once again, why? So all these reasons lead to one different problem, one base problem. If you can solve that base problem, you can get solution to all these problems. So this is one of the most important problem solving frameworks. So why I am discussing all these things to you is, so sorry. Once you get into the companies, as you know, artificial intelligence is progressing rapidly. So most of the work that you are going to do, even an AI bot can do that. There is a software called Julius.ai. If you put the Excel datasheet there and if you ask, I just want to find these kind of analysis, it will automatically fetch you the analysis. There, you need not go to the Excel sheet. You need not put some pivot table or analyze. It will automatically do it. It can even do it more better than you, more finer than you. But what is the difference between a machine and a human being? A human being, the human intelligence is more finer than the machine intelligence, I think, in different areas. Like when you when you discuss areas like creativity, when you discuss about the segments like creativity, problem solving, human intelligence is incomparable. So I'm just teaching you all these things so that once you get into the companies, it is most important to solve the problems. Whether you know Excel, whether you know how to use Power BI, no one will uh, no one will care. So what important at the time is, can you solve the problem there? If there is some problem going on, can you just take the active part? Can you just find a solution to that problem? This is the most important thing that you have to inculcate since the time of your learning. So every time you learn, just learn few problem solving techniques, just keep them at your hand. Whenever you face a particular situation, you can use any of these things to your advantage, so that you can perform better. So let us get into the subject without making any delay. So how many of you have seen movie called Aladdin? Did you ever see movie called Aladdin? You can ping me in the chat box. I'll get to know. No, okay. Uh, so Aladdin, I'll just take you through the story of Aladdin. It's a pretty simple story. In Telugu also it is there, like Aladdin Adbhuta Deepam. In that name it is there. Uh, in Arabic country, what happened was there used to be one king. So there is one uh, like uh, so okay, keep that aside. Aladdin is something, if you press one lantern, a demon will appear. That demon, whatever you ask, he materializes that thing and he will give you. So you will have three wishes. You can ask anything, he'll just materialize and he'll give you. So how many of you feel that if you are also having like such kind of boon, uh, how it would be like in your workspace, if there is something that can really solve your problem, if there is something that it can really clean your data, manipulate your data, by just giving simple instructions, it can do your work and it can return you, it can automate your work. How do you feel? It is a fantastic feeling, right? It can easily save something around 2 hours to 4 hours of your work. So I just feel there is one particular option in Microsoft Excel. It is like just having this kind of demon, this kind of magic lantern with you. If you press it, it can solve most of your problems. So that part of Microsoft Excel is what I call Power Query. So what is Power Query and what it does, what kind of features it is having? Instead of just telling you like that, I just wanted to show the screen and I just wanted to make you feel what Power Query is. So even I write 10 books about the Power Query, you do not understand what it is unless and until I show you. So I'm just sharing my screen. Is my screen visible? Can anybody unmute yourself? Yeah, thank you. So actually, this is the sales data on which we have been working since starting of our class. I'm not changing this data because we are all used to this. So we all got connected knowingly or unknowingly to this data. So that's why I'm not changing this data. And while we are doing the projects, we can explore different kinds of data. Like I'll bring HR data, data relating to different web hosting platforms. Like such data I'll bring and I'll show you. So let us know what Power Query is, what are all the features that it is having by using this data. For example, I'm having this data in sales data sheet. Now let us get into Power Query. I just click anywhere in the sales table. As you can see, anywhere you can click. You can just go to option called as data tab. Here, as you can see, data tab is there. From data tab, you can get into from table or range. Here there is an option called as from table or range. You can click that. Automatically it will take into a beautiful interface. It will take into a different interface. That thing is called as Power Query. As you can see at the top of the screen, there is a bold letter saying Power Query Editor. What this Power Query is? So actually, Power Query is something. It is related to ETL. E for elephant, T for tiger, L for I don't know. I think it's light. Yeah. Since morning, I'll get some brain fog. Please don't mind. So it is an ETL tool. What does that mean? So E refers to extraction, T refers to transformation, L refers to loading. So what does this mean? So extraction. So Power Query can easily extract the data from different sources. Like your company may be having a database. In that database, you may be storing all your data there. So Power Query can easily go there, can fetch the data, can display it in your Microsoft Excel. So it will display in such a way that whatever the editings, whatever the updations that happen in the database will automatically get updated into your system. It will fetch the updated data to your system. So it will give you real-time data. Whenever you go to the Power Query and if you give a command that I just wanted to see all my sales data from a particular sales database, it will go to real-time database. It will fetch it. So whenever you open the Excel sheet, the fresh data will get, it will show you the latest data to you. So it is such a dynamic feature available in Microsoft Excel. So that is extraction. Transformation. What does it mean by transformation? Transformation is nothing but it refers to change. In layman terms, it refers to change. For example, I just wanted to I just wanted to automate my process. I just don't want to write formulas. I just don't want to create all those things. Like just don't want to, every time I open the sheet, every time I get a new data, I just don't want to clean it. I just don't want to remove the nulls. I just don't want to make some new columns out of it. I can automate it. I can do it one time and I can automate it. So whenever the data, whenever the Power Query pulls the data from the source system, like source database, it will automatically take all my commands into consideration. It will clean the data. It will process the data. It will once again manipulate the data. Manipulation means like in our previous class in Netflix web series, we have created a separate column based on the views that we are getting, like high viewed content, low viewed content, average viewed content, like that. Three types you have divided, right? Like such manipulations, it can do it. So This is all about Power Query, guys. So you can read the documentary also, like you can go through the document, and I think it is not needed. So this is what about the Power Query. So it can do many things, but instead of telling, I can just walk you through so that you can understand more about it. So the moment I load my data, my sales data into Power Query, it is just Power Query editor is just showing all my data here. These are the columns I am having in my sales table, right? As you can see. So I can see there is an option called as home tab is there, transformation tab is there, add column tab is there, view tab is there. So in meanwhile, I just wanted to tell you one thing. So Power Query is very much underrated. Most of the users of Excel don't know there is something called as Power Query. We can use it and automate our work, because it has been in live since 2016. Power Query was introduced in 2016. This is 2024, and even most of the people don't know how to use this. So if you can learn the Power Query, this 10 days Excel challenge I have made every video, right? I can challenge you that even not learning, even without learning all those techniques and all those formulas, you can just analyze your data. So Power Query is such a powerful editor that is available within the Excel. And I can also tell you that Power Query, suppose if you learn Power Query perfectly, almost 40% of the Power BI content will get covered. So out of the full course of Power BI, Power Query consists of 40% of its weightage, of Power BI's weightage. So if you can learn this tool pretty much, you can confidently learn Power BI. You can confidently say that you got a good grip on Excel as well. So this is why this tool is so important. There are many ETL tools in the market, but Power BI has its own importance. I'll show you why. So let us just walk through this. So this is the home tab. As you can see, there are few options like choose columns, remove columns, keep rows, remove rows. Just look at this. Just don't think, just look at this. This is pretty much easy than you think. So this is not a difficult thing. You need not write a single piece of code here. You need not write a single piece of formula here. Everything you can just manage by clicking buttons. So once again, if I navigate to transform, as you can see, group by, use first row as headers, transpose, fill, pivoting the columns, split columns, format, extract. Just we are looking at, we are familiarizing what Power Query is. Just we are inserting it into our minds. So once again, if you go to add column, there are few options like column from examples, custom column, conditional column. I'll explain you each and everything in detail. So before that, so there is something called as query settings. As you can see, rightmost part of the screen, there is query settings. So here there is something called as applied steps. Just keep note of this thing. This is very important thing in Power Query. So keep note of this thing. So there is something called as close and load here in the home tab. And there is something called as file. So this is the basic interface of Power BI, Power Query. There is nothing more than this. So our data got loaded here. As you can see, our entire data got loaded here. So let me just yeah, our entire data got loaded here. Now, before before getting into the different features of Power Query, I just wanted to tell you one thing. As you can see, there is a column called as customer name here. Is my voice audible? Is everything fine? Could you able to follow up? Is my voice good?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you for confirmation. So as you can see, I have just selected a column called as customer name. As you can see, beside the customer name, there is a symbol called as ABC. And at the same time, for product also, it is there, ABC. And when you take the price column, there is something called as 1, 2, 3. So what do you think they mean? What do you think they are? So these kind of small symbols beside the column name is nothing but the format. Suppose this column is having a text content, so that's why it is showing ABC. This column is having a numerical content, whole number. So that's why it's showing 1, 2, 3. When you take quantity also, it is showing 1, 2, 3 because it is having a numerical content here. Like such, the same goes with the sales, same goes with the salesperson. As you can see, I just drag to the end of the screen. As you can see here, there is a something called as date of transaction. So here the icon is somewhat different. It is showing a calendar, and below calendar it is showing a time symbol. So that means this column consists of date. At the same time, it also consists of time. As you can see here, this is the date, this is the time. Now let us get into the subject. Suppose here, as you can easily predict, the time is 0000 by default. Like there is no such data of time available for us. So what can we do? So instead of loading this zeros, it will take some memory and it will occupy the RAM space, right? It will, so it can reduce the functioning ability of PowerQuery engine. So what we can do is, you can just go here, you can just click this tiny icon, you can edit this to date format. Since time is not there, from date and time, you're just changing the format to date. Like that, so you can press this replace current. So automatically it has got changed. So once again, come to any of these columns. So instead of this 1, 2, 3, you can select any of other things. Like if I put currency here, so it is asking me two options. So this is a recent update. Earlier it used to directly convert it. Now right now it is asking two things. Replace current means whether you wanted to, or whether you wanted to change it for now, or whether you wanted to change it for the future data as well. Suppose if I tomorrow, if I give a command to this Power Query that every time after every hour you go to my sales database and you fetch the data from there and convert the data as per my suggestions, break the data, clean the data, manipulate the data as per my suggestions. If I give command like this to my Power Query, it is just asking whether the change of format is a current step, or should I implement it in future as well. So I just select the option add new step. So the moment I click at the add new step, it automatically added new step. So what does this mean? So I'll tell you. So we have changed two formats, and at the same time I go to the price. Once again I click here, I go to, I put the currency formatting here, so that I can come to know that these are the prices, these are the units. Like that I can make some differentiation here. Now let us select this date of transaction column. After selecting this column, we have two options available. Listen carefully. After selection of the column, we have two options available. Those two options are either we can transform the column or we can add another column. So what is the difference between these two things? Suppose if I wanted to extract here 1/6/2021 is there, right? Suppose I wanted to extract only year from the date of the transaction. I can do it by going to transform. There is a separate segment called as date and time column. As you can see, this is exclusively, this segment will be having all the functions that are related to the date and time. So you can exclusively access this. If you can click, if you select a column which is having, which is in the date format, you can navigate to the transform, you can go to the date option in the date and time column segment. So you'll have all the options available for that particular kind of format. So I click this drop down here. So it is automatically showing date, date only, year, month, quarter, week, day, earliest and latest. I just wanted to extract year out of this column, right? So if I click, if I go to the year, if I click this year, so automatically this got uh, converted into years. Like from the total date column, it has extracted only years. But the option we have chosen here is transform. We have gone to the transform tab, then we have applied the formula there. So that's why the whole column got converted. The whole column got converted. Suppose I'll show you once again. So instead of going to transform, if I go to the add column, uh, in that uh, in that tab also there are same options available. So both are actually technically same kind of options will be available in add column tab and transformation tab. So if you go to the add column tab and if you apply the date function here, what it does is it will create an additional column. There it will make the changes. As you can see in the previous instance, what has happened is it has made the changes in this column itself. It has made the changes in source column itself. So if you go to the add column, it will create an additional column. So it will create a duplicate column with the name of date of transaction. It will create, then it will create then it will copy all these entries there. Then it will extract the year from those entries and it will finally reflect the result here. So this is what it happens at the backside of the engine. So whenever you make some changes here, you create an additional column, you create something, automatically, as you can see, an additional step got added here. What does this mean? So whatever the steps that you are doing, Excel is automatically taking a running notes. You can understand that. Suppose, as you can click here, this has a name that change type. So here Excel has recorded that the user has changed price column to currency type. So it has recorded what I have done in its own language. So this language is what I call, or what generally people call, it's a mashup language. So the language which Excel uses to which Power Query uses to take note of what user is doing is something called as mashup language. It is called M language. So if you wanted to write a code in Power Query, you have to learn this language. So as far as our requirement is concerned, we are not Power BI developers, or we are not Power Query developers. Actually, not we are Power BI developers. Actually, we develop the code in Power BI using DAX. I just teach you how to write DAX. That's a different issue. So we are not actually Power Query developers. So Power Query developers has to learn this mashup language. So for us, we are just users of the Power Query. So just if you are interested, you can learn some basic mashup language. That will be advisable, but you need not go deep into that. So what happens if I cancel a step? Suppose, as you can see, we have inserted an year, right? So we have taken this column, we have extracted only year values out of this column, as you can see. So automatically Excel has recorded a step. So if I press this into, the Excel will just delete the step. As you can see, there is nothing called as Control Z in this interface. You have to operate everything by using this Applied Steps tab. So once again, I'll just show you. I just selected the date of transaction. If I wanted to see the changes in that column itself, I can go to Transform tab. Then I can access the date column. I can go to year. If I press here, only year will appear here. Suppose I don't want this step, so I can go here and I can cancel extracted year option available here. So once again, I go here, add column, date, year. I can select the option here. Here, what it happened is it has created a duplicate transaction. It has created a duplicate column out of date of transaction. And from that column, it has made the changes. It had made whatever the changes we asked them to change. So what I recommend is just I'll teach you both of these things. But in practice, what they usually use is they don't maintain this date of transaction column once they extract year, date, and month, because it is duplication of data, right? It will Power Query will the Power Query server will take more memory. So while we are dealing with huge data, the memory is also a constraint there. RAM is also a constraint there. So they think about all these performance related issues. So they try to mitigate, they try to reduce the columns as far as possible. So that's what I just wanted to convey you. Now we can do another thing. So there are few functions. So I have told you about date function, right? So there are many other date functions. I'll tell you. As you can go there, once again, select the date of transaction. This time I just wanted to, I just go to the add column and I just wanted to make some changes here. So I went to the add column. So I went to the date and time functions. So instead of extracting the year, I just wanted to extract the month out of this. So I just went to the month option. I have selected month here. So automatically from this date, my entire months got the respective month got separated from the date, and it has given all the month details in a separate column. So if you recall 2 days back's Excel challenge, we have written few formulas for extracting these things. If you remember, we have written a formula called as equal to month, and we have passed this date argument inside the month, then it extracted it. So here you need not write any kind of formula. You can just go there by using the buttons, you can play with it actually. So after that, you just from this column you just wanted to extract the day out of it. You can go to the date functions, you can just extract the day. Here there is day option, you can extract the day. Automatically day got extracted. Once again you can go there, you can extract the quarter also, quarter of the year, start of the quarter, end of the quarter. Quarter of the year is necessary for us. So in the same way you can go to the date of the transaction, this column, you can select this column, go to add columns. As you can see, you are working out from add column tab, right? You are just using the date function from the add column tab. So every time you are selecting the column, the changes are not getting made in this column. It is getting remained same, and then Excel is creating an additional column. From that additional column, it is making the changes. As you can observe this is the most important thing that you have to keep in mind while working in PowerQuery. So once again, you can extract the quarter, month. In the same way, you can extract the week here. So do you think that these kind of extractions are necessary? Do you think that these if you extract week from the year, if you extract quarter from the year, is it going to do, can we make any kind of analysis out of this kind of extractions? Definitely we are going to make. I'll just show you. So now, another thing is, now I have extracted everything. I just don't need this date of transaction. So I can right click this. I can go to remove. I can remove this. Suppose if I feel I just wanted to keep this, I can just go here. There is a removed column step got added, right? I can just undo this. So since I just don't wanted to keep this column, I'm just removing this. And after that, I feel that brand is not important for me. So I'm just right clicking it. I am just removing it. And I also feel the names are pretty much lengthy here. As you can see, the customer name is Surya Karthi. Akshay Kumar, the name is pretty much long here. Darshan, uh, Dulkar space Salman, the name is pretty much long here. I just wanted to shorten the name. I just want only the first names to be printed there. So what I can do is I can select this column. So I can go to the add column. I can go to date. See here, date and time functions are useful for only date format. So if you even go here, see most of the options got faded out. Like you cannot use this kind of option. So there is something called as text options are available here. See, as you can see, there is from text. If you select the column which has text value in it, you can go here. You can explore these options. So it is showing me an option called as extract. So I can just click here. So it is asking me length. So if you go to the length option, I'm sorry, there's something has happened. Yeah. Yeah, this is what we are discussing, right? Extract. So if I go here, if I click this drop down, it will ask you extract length. If you click the length, you'll get a column. It just shows what is the length of that particular text, right? Like Surya Karthi is there, right? It is having 12 characters. That is what this option is showing. Suppose I feel that is not that much important for me, so I'm just pressing it. I just clicking that into small into mark. So you can go to the customer name once again. You can go to this extract option. As you can see, there is something called as first character, last character, range, text before the delimiter, text after the delimiter. I have explained you what does it mean by delimiter. Delimiter is something which separates two words. As you can see, Surya space Karthi, Akshay space Kumar, Anushka space Sharma. So delimiter is something here in this example, delimiter is space. So that is segregating the first word from the second word. So I feel this option is better. Text before delimiter. What I want is text before delimiter, because delimiter is splitting that whole text into two parts. So before space, everything is my first name. After space, everything is my last name. So just I click this option, text before the delimiter. Here the delimiter is space, right? Just press space bar once. So click OK. So automatically all my first names got extracted here. As you can see. But the heading is not apt. You can double click it. You can change first name. Suppose you did not like it is showing just at the rightmost part of the sheet, right? You can just click it and drag it to the front. So I can keep this here. So what I feel is I have got my first name. So I don't want my customer name to be printed here. So I am just removing. So this is the analysis that this is the cleaning that I have done with my data. I have just removed, as you can see, I have just removed the date of joining, date of transaction, original date of transaction. I have extracted what I wanted to extract, and I just removed the original date of transaction. And after that, I have extracted the first name from the total name, and I have removed the total name column. So suppose I just want only these things to be cleaned in my data. So I have cleaned my data. So I can go here, home tab. I can click close and load. The moment you close and load this, the resultant data will automatically get loaded to a separate sheet. As you can see, there is a separate sheet called as data. So the resultant data got loaded to the separate sheet. So I just wanted to tell you one thing. What happened was, we have taken the data from this sheet, sales data. We have taken the data from this sheet. We have selected it, went to data tab. We have went to from table or range option. So then PowerQuery got opened. We have taken the data from this sheet. So this is the input. This is the input. So we have got the data in this sheet. Like after editing, after we make some edits, after we make some manipulations in PowerQuery, this is the resultant data. We have got it from the PowerQuery, right? Suppose what happens if I make some updates in this data, in this input. So blue is the input, green is the output. PowerQuery is the processor. Suppose there is a mission. If you put some raw materials, you will get a finished product. So this is the raw data we have put into PowerQuery. So this is the output that we have got. So what happens if we make some kind of adjustments or updates in this data? So what happens? Let us see. So I have some additional data here. You can just copy this. So even before doing this, I just show you by going to the data tab. There are just 1001 here, as you can see. Here also 1008 entries here in this sheet. So I'm just copying this. So okay, I'll do you one thing. And so instead of pasting the data, I'll do one thing. Give me 1 minute. So there is nothing called as, there is no name called as Chaitanya in this data. I'm just adding a duplicate value of Chaitanya Panangapalli so that you can identify it better. So he has made this transaction. So I'm just copy pasting it. So the sale value is, he has made only just 1 rupee of sale. This is also 1 rupee. This is also one quantity he has made. So on this date, he has purchased. So Chaitanya Paningapalli is my customer. He has made a sale of, sorry, he had made a purchase of 1 rupee. One quantity he has purchased. So the total is 1. So after updating my input, I can just go to the data. I can click refresh here. So the moment I press refresh, my output also got the same data, as you can see. So in previously, I did not have an entry of Chaitanya with me. I just gave my Excel only these inputs. Chaitanya Panangapalli, he has purchased home theater. So for 1 rupee, he has purchased 1 quantity. He has purchased. So sale is this much amount. And after that, I have specified this is the date of transaction. Nothing else. I did not specify more than this. So these are the things that I have specified. So what it has done is it has just removed the last name and it has kept only the first name as I had instructed my PowerQuery to do so. So it has extracted my first name. So the second thing is it has extracted, as you can see, from my date of joining, it has extracted my year, it has extracted month, it has extracted the day, it extracted the quarter and week as I have instructed to do. It has done it. So this is what the Power Query is used for. So once you give a particular kind of instruction to the Power Query, like if you get a particular input, do like this if you tell it. So whatever is there in that input sheet, it will just take it, it will just manipulate it, it will just change it, it will just throw it away in output sheet. So this is the output we are having. This is the input we are having. So all the the mediator in between is the most powerful Power Query engine that is working out on that. So do you have any doubts on this?